recipe for disaster.
I will tell you God's truth. God's truth about myself. I am the son of some very wealthy people. Sadly, they're all dead now. I lived in all the capitals of Europe, collecting jewels, hunting big game, painting a little. And came the war, old sport. Every allied government gave me a decoration.
There's an enormous pressure with taking on the role, because I think what's so great about this novel and why people still discuss it, you know, nearly 100 years later, is because, you know, it's left up to the interpretation of you as a reader. And so everyone's going to have their own specific feeling about who Gatsby is, who Daisy is, what this world is like.
Did you get an invitation?
People aren't invited to Gatsby.
Well, I was. Seems I'm the only one. Who is this Gatsby?
He was a German spy during the war.
He wrote it not 20 miles from where we're sitting, just up there, at a time in which his wife was having an affair just down on the beach here. And my mission was to find a way of revealing the power of that book, the universality of that book.
For me, I just looked at it as an incredible character to take on, something that was, you know, subtle in its approach, but had so much power and so much depth and meaning in every single line. I mean, we would argue endlessly about what Fitzgerald meant for each of these sequences, and it's very voyeuristic. You feel like you're in the room with these people having these very intimate conversations. That was the power of Fitzgerald's words.
Your wife doesn't love you.
She never loved you. You see, she loves me.
I remembered it being this very sort of traditional love story of this man that was obsessed with this woman named Daisy, but it's such an existential novel in a lot of ways. This guy is the eternal dreamer, and he's holding on to a relic of the past that is Daisy Buchanan, but she is this green light. She is just an enigma and a mirage. She was a relic of the past. She didn't really exist. The one thing that I've always learned in this industry is you go to make these films, you're off on location for months and months at a time. All you can ever do is try your best.
The other night we had a premiere, and completely out of the blue, a woman came out of the audience, and she was quite old and regal. She held me by the hand. She said, "I've come to see what you did with my grandfather's book." And he would be very proud. And that was enough for me.
Ultimately, whether people embrace it or tear it apart is so beyond anyone's control. All you could do is really dedicate yourself to making a great piece of art.
You can't repeat the past. Why, of course you can.
I don't think it's a great film. I think it loses momentum a little bit.
Very entertaining. I didn't think the 3D did much for it, though.
It's a very big love story, and they're all great.
At the beginning, it's very, very hyperactive. There's no sense of a performance because it's edited so quickly.
C'est un film parfait d'ouverture, nunuche à souhait, pas intéressant, enfin, un film d'ouverture.
But towards the end, even though they make some rather unfortunate changes to the story, it calms down and it's very watchable.
I'm ecstatic and emotional a little bit in the end.